too late.
Okay.
All right. Good afternoon, class. My name is Michael Leary. We're going to be talking about office etiquette today. We're going to be talking about vacation, luncheons, and office parties. In vacations, we're going to be talking about automate, data return, security, and return reminder. Automate. We're going to automate your emails, your voicemails, to await messages saying that you're going to be out of the office, give them the exact date and time that you're going to be coming back, and any information needed to, if they need to contact someone else if they can't wait for you to come back. In your data return, like I said before, you don't want to put when you're coming back. You want to put the specific date and time, or not time, specific day and date that you're coming back. Because if you're saying you're coming back next Wednesday and it's already Wednesday, is it this Wednesday? Is it next Wednesday? Don't know. Also, like I said before, give contact information to someone else who can help with the problem if they can't wait for you. Next, we're going to be talking about security. Don't put too many details on your security. Never ever tell them that you're going to be out of country, out of state, out of city. Just leave a message saying, hey, I'm going to be out of the office. This is when I'm coming back. Too much details about you being out of state, out of country, whatever. You never know who's listening. They may come try to rob your house. Never know. Next one we're talking about return reminder. Leave a little post-it note on your phone to let you know that, hey, I need to set my voicemail back to normal. Because we saying, hey, I'm out of this and this and this until whenever, and someone's calling you, and they say, I thought that was last week. So make sure you clear that out. Same thing with your email. Take your auto response off, so set everything back to normal. Next, we're going to be talking about luncheons. We're going to be talking about prepare, during, and after. In the prepare part, you're going to ask your administrative assistant to contact your client and ask them what types of food they like or what kind of place, their favorite restaurant. Make sure you pick one that's going to be quiet enough where you can do business, but also what they like. Make them feel that this is about them. Be on time. It's very rude to not to be there on time. It's just not professional, especially if you're trying to get a big sale or any kind of typing. Just make sure you be there. Cell phones, make sure you turn your cell phone off, put it on vibrate, unless you have an absolute emergency that's going on that needs your attention. Please make sure that they know if a certain person does call you, you do need to take it. It's just polite because they're there for you to talk about the meeting, so you're using their time as you're using up your time. I can give an example with someone who was there early enough and our clients came in, she was on the phone, and she gave them the 1 finger minute to hold on. Their clients actually turned around, left. Didn't return an email, didn't return voicemails, anything. She lost a sale. And when you meet your client, make sure you give them a nice firm handshake. Going to dinner, drinks. Rule of thumb. If your client orders an alcoholic beverage, you can have one too. If you don't drink like me, it's okay to get yourself some water, some pop, something like that. Just don't overdo yourself because it just looks very, very unprofessional. Start with small talk. Never want to start rating business. It's kind of like you're pushy, you're wanting them. If you know them personally, you can talk about their kids, ask them how they're doing, see how they feel. Start your business talk about halfway through the meal. Never ask them when they have their mouth full to answer a question. That's just something that I don't want to see, and I don't think anyone else wants to see either. After you have your lunch, end it on a positive note. You never know if the business that you have now may not go through, but who knows, next week they might have something that they need you for. You don't leave it on a positive note, they're probably not going to call you back. Bill. Rule of thumb with this is, if you are the person that's inviting the person, you are paying for it. If they invite you, they're paying for it. After you eat, take them back to our car, take them to wherever they got picked up at. If you're picking them up, take them back to our office. Don't make them think, hey, you got to find your own way home. Make sure you thank them. Thank them for their time, thank them for their business. Just make sure you tell them you appreciate them being there for you. Next is the fun stuff. We'll talk about office parties. You don't want to party your way to a pink slip. You don't want, I'll talk about don't party your way to a pink slip, tips for avoiding slip-ups, and we're going to recover from some of those slip-ups. Thought you all get a kick out of that one. Drinking. Don't want to overdrink there. 79% of executives asked what the biggest problem with office party is employees overindulging themselves. And remember, we all have cell phones with cameras and videos, and if you're like me, I'm going to get you doing something bad. They have food there. Make sure you eat. Don't overindulge yourself. Don't eat too much. Just make sure you eat some. Mixing business with pleasure. That's a big no-no. I mean, someone's obviously going to get fired from the deal. Someone's going to get hurt. Then the office is just going to be an unpleasant place to work at. Don't party like a rock star. Don't get too drunk. Don't get too drunk because you may think you got some dance moves when you're drunk. No, you don't. And I'm telling you, there's cameras, you'll see them. Next, we're going to be talking about how to avoid slip-ups. If it's an office party, you definitely want to go because your bosses are obviously paying the money for that party to be there. If they're not asking you to pay for anything, they're paying for foods, to drink, the renting the hall. It's like a smack in the face of the boss if you don't show up. Behavior and dress for the occasion. Don't act like an idiot. It's your place of work. It may be a party, but it's not a party. You're still working. You may not be getting paid for it, but you're still working. Dress for the occasion. No holy pants. Professional look, casual, go casual. Get rid of the tie, because you know me, it's the first thing that's gone. Prepare your date. If you're taking your date with you, make sure they know who your boss is, what they do, what you do at work, so they don't make you look like an idiot if you don't talk. And make sure you say thank you to your boss, because again, they're paying for all this. Now, we're going to recover from a party. Address the issue. Go right to the problem.
Where did you find that picture?
Internet.
Jesse James.
Make sure you address the issue directly. Say I did something to Lynn. I'm not going to go through Danielle and say, hey, can you tell her, do this? Go right to the problem. Apologize to her. Tell her how sorry you were. You're an idiot. All the little fun stuff. If you need to amend, give her some flowers, something like that, maybe something she likes, just to show it, and learn from your mistake. Don't repeat it. If you keep repeating it, you probably end up going to be fired. In conclusion today, remember to keep your hands to yourself, dress appropriate, and remember, this is always business. Thank you.
Great picture. I know.